Hey everyone, and in the Mass Effect series so far, we get to play as either Commander Shepard or Pathfinder Ryder. Now obviously we can select different genders and customize things like facial features, hair, noses, etc, tattoos, what have you, but today I'm talking about something different. I'm talking about the possibility that in the upcoming Mass Effect game that we know is coming, whether it be Mass Effect 4, Mass Effect 5, or God forbid Andromeda 2, we'll be able to play as one of the many alien races that we've seen throughout the series. So let's talk about it.
Lockhart QT.
In Mass Effect's various multiplayer modes, you're able to play as humans, Turians, Solarians, Asari, Krogan, and even more species. But what if, for the next Mass Effect game, we actually get to play as all of these species and customize our own character properly, based on all the different species, including human as well? I believe that the best way that this could work is by having a new protagonist. For the purpose of this video, I'll be calling them the Rookie for now. And with this new protagonist, we're able to change their appearance, name, as well as backstory, facial features, body type, height, weight, all the rest of it. Similar to certain MMOs, letting you choose different races and fully customizing them. Think Final Fantasy XIV Online as well as World of Warcraft. Or if you want to get exclusive to BioWare, Star Wars The Old Republic. But what if we're also allowed to change their backstory? In Mass Effect games of the past, mainly 1, 2 and 3, we were allowed to change Shepard's backstory, which made conversations and different interactions with characters much different depending on which one you chose, and it made different multiple playthroughs more interesting. Some of these examples included Soul Survivor, War Hero and Ruthless. But what if we had all of the different species and they had different backstories depending on which one you pick? Maybe we could play it as a Drell Warrior, Krogan Chieftain, Asari Commando, Solarian Scientist, or even a synthetic robot or android like EDI from Mass Effect 3. But what if also, like I've said already, we get to choose their backstories? So for example, if I'm an Asari Commando who's really based on, you know, like I'm a tough and hardened Asari Commando, I don't let anything get to me. Or for example, you could be a Turian that hates Solarians, hates Krogan, hates humans, it's just xenophobic across the board really. I think letting players have all of these different options available to them would do wonders for letting players feel more immersed in the game's universe. Another example being maybe a Quarian Engineer or a Turian Spectre. The list goes on and on. But what if we also got to play as some new species? Well, depending on which timeline we're in for the next game, whether it be Mass Effect 4, 5 or Andromeda 2, we could play as the Angarans, for example, if we return to Andromeda, or maybe even a completely new race that's already in the lore, codexes and everything else, such as the Raloi in the Milky Way. You can actually find out about these bird-like creatures in Mass Effect 1, 2 and 3. Maybe even a new version of the Protheans, perhaps after Mass Effect 3, or the Drell or a Hanar for example. Obviously Hanar and Volus are a bit more jokey picks, but this would be really cool as it would actually impact your character's relationships with squad mates, NPCs and other factions. For example, we could encounter Cerberus in the next Mass Effect game, and if you're playing as a non-human character, you could be met with animosity as well as xenophobia and racism. Or maybe if you play as a Solarian talking with a Krogan, it could cause drama and arguments with the Genophage from the events of Mass Effect 3. Or perhaps if you're playing as a Raloi like I mentioned earlier, the other races will be very sort of, I guess, reserved in sharing information with you since we don't know that much about the Raloi, and I imagine a lot of the other species don't as well. The possibilities here are endless, and I can't wait to see if this is the case and how BioWare actually pulls it off for the next game. I know this is getting into sort of fan fiction territory at this point. I mean, it pretty much is with this video, but again, it's just something that I wanted to bring to the table that I know has been talked about by other Mass Effect YouTubers and whatnot, but I wanted to add my 2 cents and added a few ideas. Bioware, if you are watching, which I very strongly doubt they aren't, but you're free to take any ideas labelled in this video whatsoever. I'm just happy that the game's even coming out, to be honest, even if it is in 2026, 2027 at this point. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and for more Mass Effect videos, don't forget to say subscribe to the channel, share with all your other Mass Effect friends, as well as liking the video. Thank you so much for watching, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!